Hello YouTube fam, how are you doing? Welcome to Athena Virtuous channel. This is Athena. I am your astrologer and your spiritual guide. For today's video, I will be diving deep into the full moon in Libra. That's gonna be happening on the 12th of April. But before I start talking about the full moon in Libra, let's go back in time and see when we've had the solar eclipse in Libra. As you see in the transit chart here, this is the solar eclipse that happened last year on October the 2nd. It's a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Okay, as you see in the chart here, at that time we still have the south node in Libra. Okay, the full moon, the moon and the sun, which is a new moon, okay, both at 10 degrees and 2 minutes. And the ruler of this new moon solar eclipse, Venus. Venus is at 11 degrees and 46 minutes. Venus at 11 degrees, this is an Aquarian degree, okay? Venus, as you see here, was in Aquarius, or was in a fixed sign Scorpio, and it, once again, in accordance to the degree theory, Venus is at 11 degrees. This is a Aquarian degree. Aquarian degree ruled by Uranus, which means it's a Uranian degree. Okay, so this full moon that we are going to have, as you see in the chart here, sorry, that's not the full moon, that's the new moon, because I'm looking at different charts, guys, before I started the video. And yeah, I was preparing because there is a lot happening, and specifically, cardinal signs and Pisces and Virgo been feeling this energy, and also fixed signs as well. And I'll tell you why, but particularly cardinal signs been feeling this energy for the last, at least, I would say, the beginning of April, because as you know, the energy starts to build up before it comes to culmination. But anyways, the full moon now on April the 12th, this is the ending, this is the culmination of what happened back in October during the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Okay, and we've seen throughout the past 18 months or so, when we've had the south node in Libra and the north node in Aries. The south node in Libra means ending of karmic relationship. We've seen lots of separation, lots of divorces, lots of endings related to situations or any kind of relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic or spousal relationship. It could be even relationship within the family. Okay, so it's because Libra rules the relationship with the other, and Libra always strives to balancing the relationship. Libra is diplomacy. Libra is all about justice, okay, and keeping the peace, having balance. About the relationship has to be reciprocated, okay? And there was a south node for 18 months in Libra, so there is lots of karma needs to be dealt with and needs to be ended. Okay, that's what the south node, that's where we've seen, because naturally Libra is the 7th house of the zodiacal wheel. Aries is number 1 and Libra is number 7. So Libra rules the 7th house, the house of the relationship with the other. Okay, either relationship with your partner, romantic partner, or relationship with your business partner, or relationship with the enemy. Okay, the known enemy. So, yeah. Now, 6 months later, because as we know, it always starts, the cycle starts with the new moon and ends with the full moon at the same sign. Okay, now we have full moon at the same sign, which is Libra, and it is at as you see in the chart here. Just give me 1 second. Let me remove this. Okay, so the full moon in Libra now, as you see, is at 23 degree and 19 minutes Libra. Okay, now once again, I said before, the 11th degree of Venus, which is the ruler of the moon, it's a Uranian degree or Aquarian degree. Now the moon in Libra, okay, is at Uranian degree as well, or Aquarian degree, because 23 degree is Aquarian degree and it's ruled by Uranus, so it is a Uranian degree. So when we say it's a Uranian degree, means it has the Uranus energy, okay, disruptive, abrupt energy, sorry, this disruptive energy and abrupt energy, okay, something shocking, something gonna shake you to the core, basically, okay, and it is motivating to end something karmic that's no longer serving you, okay. Yeah, right now we have the south node in Virgo, okay, but it's still something related to something karmic that needs to be ended and finalized so you can move on. Now the ruler of the moon, okay, is Venus. Venus is at 24 degree, and I'm going to give you the Sabian symbol of this Uranian degree, the 23 degree Libra, okay, and I'm going to give you also the so anyways, the ruler of this full moon in Libra is Venus, and Venus is sitting here in Pisces. Venus is during the full moon, okay, because the full moon is going to happen at 8:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time in Toronto, Eastern Standard Time. Now you have to adjust your timing accordingly, wherever you're watching this video from. And half an hour later, because Venus right now is almost stationing direct, okay? Half an hour later, Venus gonna station direct. Half an hour after the full moon, okay? And Venus is at, as you see in the chart here, just bear with me because I have so many charts open, okay? By the way, guys, if I didn't tell you, I'm recording today's video on the 10th of April, okay? And I am really extremely very busy. I'm going through a major change in my life, myself, and I'm gonna speak about it in another video, not today. And but I've decided that to take some time and record this video for my viewers, because I don't want to be away from you for too long. So I'm gonna be very minimal in my videos, because once again I'll be very busy. But anyways, I'm recording this on the 10th of April at about 8:40 p.m. right now as we speak. As you see in the chart here, before I speak about, I think I was talking about Venus going direct, right? So on the 10th here, you see Venus is retrograde. Okay, Venus, this is Venus, 24 degree, conjoined with Saturn and the North Node in Pisces, and Mercury. Okay, this is like, not like, it is a conjunction. Okay, but Venus and Saturn is like exact degree, you know, almost 1 degree different, but it was exact degree, and as of the 10th. But Venus, as you see here, is retrograde. Okay, Venus at 24:42, and wow, it's funny, 24:42, wow. And Saturn is 25 degree and 40 minutes, you know. And the moon just entered into Libra at 0 degree. Now, the other thing, before I speak about Venus further, I want to, draw your attention to Lilith. You see Lilith here just entered Scorpio. Lilith plays a major role in all of this ending, a cycle that's ending. Okay, as you see, Lilith entered into Scorpio, forming a square with Mars and Pluto. Okay, although Mars still in Cancer, water energy, but Mars is late degree, 27 degree in Cancer. Okay, Mars by the end of the month, by the 20th, I believe. Let's see here. This is the 16th. This is the 18th. See? Yeah, actually by the 18th, as you see here, this is the 18th of April, Mars enters into Leo. Okay, 0 degree Leo. Oh my goodness, guys, you can't believe it. I am just so glad that Mars gonna leave Cancer. I'm freaking tired. I'm sick and tired of Mars in Cancer. Okay, so yeah, Mars is entering. This is the chart of April 20th. Mars is at 1 degree and 12 minutes in, as you see here, in Leo. Okay, and is forming exact square with Lilith and Pluto. And actually this is very, very disturbing energy, guys. You gotta be very extremely careful. Okay, I mean, I always tell you, when the energy is building up, it's worse than when it becomes, you know, exact. It's always 10 days at least before the square. So on the 20th, okay, on the 20th of April, you see this grand square. Okay, T square from this side and T square from the other side. The T square here is formed by it's a grand square basically. Okay, and grand cross in the middle. So you see Lilith squares Mars. Mars is in opposition to the moon in Aquarius, and in opposition to the to Pluto in Aquarius. And Pluto, and as you see here, Pluto and the moon forming a conjunction, and Pluto and the moon are squaring Lilith. Fixed sign energy. Okay, but even on the 20th, so the energy is building up now. Okay, the energy is building up, so it's building up to become exact square. We're talking about the 12th. It's actually started from the 10th, because if you see here, this is the chart of the 10th. Okay, see, the energy is building up, just like the energy is building up towards the full moon. And I'm pretty sure you guys felt it from the past 10 days. There was lots of conflict, lots of confrontation, lots of issues ending. Okay, and yeah, fights and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure. And especially cardinal signs, they probably felt it the most. Yeah, by the time we get into the full moon. Okay, as you see here, this is the chart of the 10th today. Okay, once again, the energy is building up. Okay, it's applying. When I say applying, means the energy is building up. It's getting worse and worse day after day until we reach the culmination, until it becomes exact. So when you go back to April the 12th here, okay, we see that once again, Mars is at 27 degree, forming a square with Lilith. Okay, is not forming, yeah, and square with the moon as well, technically. Okay, and the major player here is literally, I would say, all of them, because you know the full moon is basically the moon, the earth here in the middle. Okay, and the sun are aligned in one line. Okay, and so the moon is in opposition to the sun in Aries. Okay, and the sun is squaring Mars as well. Okay, the sun, Chiron, yeah, all squaring Mars. So what's happening here? Okay, it's like the sun is shedding the light on our wounds and our pain. Okay, and Mars, the ruler of the sun and Chiron and Neptune, because Mars rules Aries, okay, is very angry here. Okay, there's anger, there's aggression, there's rage. Okay, Mars wants to take action, wants to do something. Okay, Mars feels the pain because the sun, like your pain now is under the spotlight here. Okay, and you are very angry about this pain. So this is the energy that all of us gonna feel it, but especially Aries, okay, Cancer and Libra will feel it the most, and Capricorn. Okay, of course, depending on the placement of these signs in your house, you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna correlate with whatever the house that's in your sign. Okay, so the cardinal signs will feel it the most. Okay, especially if you are between, I would say, 18 degree up to I would say 27, 28 degree of angular house or cardinal sign, technically. Okay, which is, yeah, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. But also Scorpio, okay, Pisces, and Virgo, they feel it as well. And I'll tell you why in a minute, but let me just continue about these squares. So we're looking at April the 12th when we have the full moon, okay? And as I said, the full moon is going to be at this degree at 8 p.m., 8:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Lilith here is forming square with Pluto and squares Mars. Mars and Pluto are in opposition, and as I said, by the 18th of the month, this opposition is going to become 16th. Yeah, you see how the energy is building up. Here's Mars, okay, still in opposition at 29 degree Cancer, still in opposition with Pluto, and then that's the 16th, and then the 18th. The energy keeps building and building. And Pluto is the trigger here, and Lilith is even worse. Okay, Lilith is the demonic, is the shadow side of us, is the taboo, is that negative energy. Okay, I'm gonna say it again, it's very demonic energy. Black moon Lilith is a very toxic, negative energy. It's very deep. It's pain, it's anger, it's obsession, it's possessiveness, it's a jealousy, it's vengeful, whatever you name it, bitterness, whatever you want to call it. And by the 20th of April, we see this grand square formed, okay, by Mars, Lilith, the moon, and Pluto, very deep negative energy, and the sun, okay? And as you see here, Mars and Pluto in opposition, okay? So the reason I'm showing you all of this, guys, I want you to be prepared, okay? You're gonna face reality, okay? You're gonna face the truth, which is, for lots of you, it's betrayal, it's deception, it's you've been stabbed in your back, and it's like, I'm done with all this BS. I'm not gonna deal with it, and I'm done with this chapter. Remember, it's Libra where the South Node was, severing ties, because Mars is severing ties, is cutting ties, okay? And the South Node in Libra, which was, where we've had that new moon solar eclipse, where the South Node was in Libra, okay? So means that karmic relationship or situation needs to end. That's it. I gave you, it's like the divine is telling you here, I gave you enough time to deal with this BS. Now it's gotta end. Because remember, whenever there is an end, there's a new door opens. Okay? And it's all about karma, guys. Okay? It's all about karma. Why I'm saying that? Because the ruler of this full moon, Venus, okay, is going hand in hand with Saturn. And Saturn is the lord of karma. Saturn is exalted in Libra, okay? Its exaltation sign is Libra. And who is the ruler of Libra? Venus. Saturn is all about Saturn in represent death. Okay, I know Pluto is transformation, is death. Okay, but Saturn also is death. Okay, it could be death of a relationship, death of a situation. Okay, death of anything. Okay, feelings, death of certain values or standards, or death of any kind. Okay, Saturn rules. When Saturn conjunct Pluto, this is death. This is actual physical death. Okay, or Saturn squares Pluto. This is also physical death. Means somebody, we're gonna lose somebody. And death, it doesn't have to be an actual death. Death, it could be a loss. It could be actual death, but it could be also severing ties with certain people in our lives. So we're not gonna see these people in our lives anymore. Okay, a death of a relationship, death of a situation. That's when I see that, when I say death. Okay, so it doesn't have to be the person dies, but it could be that person travels, or you leave that person behind, or that person doesn't live with you anymore for whatever reason. Okay, and the severing of ties, it's going to be painful. Okay, because as you see here, it's like Mars. Okay, Mars is like in rush in Cancer. Okay, Mars is like and making a trine actually with Saturn and Venus. Mars and Venus and Saturn forming a beautiful trine here. Okay, and Mars is in rush. Mars is like, hurry up, Saturn. I'm freaking done with this. I need to move. I need to move on. I can't deal with this situation anymore. Okay, and Saturn here is like walking with Venus. Venus is not only about money, and I've said that multiple times. Venus also is our values, what we value, what we wanted to attract. Okay, or the standards we believe in. Okay, our principles in life. Okay, so when I say what we value, I value, for instance, the truth. I value reciprocation or balance in a relationship. And once again, I say it again, Saturn exalted in Libra. Okay, and the ruler of Libra here, Venus, is standing or conjoining Saturn. Okay, Venus half an hour later is going to go direct after the full moon. Okay, and Venus, when Venus was retrograde, was dealing with karmic situations. Okay, karmic relationship, something karmic that needs to end. And Venus is like stepping her foot down, and she's like, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore. I need to move forward. And Venus now is going through the grievance. Okay, the loss of the relationship. Remember, Saturn represents that relationship matured. Now it could be matured in a sense that there could be marriage, or there could be we reach a maturity in our energy, okay, or in our relationship, and we need now to commit to one another. Okay, it could be that way, but it could be also the energy is or this relationship or this situation is dated, and that's it. It needs to die. Okay, we need to close this chapter. So it's like Saturn holding Venus' hand. Remember, Saturn is Cronus in the Greek mythology, and Venus, which is Aphrodite, is his daughter. Okay, so it's like Saturn holding Venus' hand and is walking with her and is telling her, okay, Venus, you've dealt with this karma. Okay, and you've lost this. There is a loss here, because once again, Saturn represents loss, represents death, represents maturity. Okay, represents olden age. Okay, so you grow up this relationship, okay, or you outgrow this relationship. So this is not going to work for you anymore, Venus. Okay, that's what Saturn is telling Venus. Okay, that's and Saturn also deals with reality, deals with hard truth, difficult truth, something painful, something and you know, Saturn is the master teacher, is the Lord of Karma and also the master, okay, or the teacher. So it's like, and we all learn through our pain and suffering, okay. We don't learn from easy tests. We learn from difficult situations. We learn from difficult experiences. We learn from when we suffer, when we go through the pain. We learn things as we learn from our failures as well, okay. So Saturn here is like telling Venus, okay, I'm pretty sure you learned the lesson, Venus, okay. You outgrow this relationship. This is not going to serve you anymore, and you need to move on, okay. Venus is going direct, and in fact, if you look at the 20th and even the 28th or the 27th of the month until the end of the month, okay, Venus is still in conjunction with, this is the 27th, this is when we will have the new moon in Taurus, because you know what, this full moon, although it's in Libra, but it's there's something new is going to start, but also as you see in the chart here, and I'm going to talk, hopefully I have time, I'm going to speak about this new moon which we're going to have on the 27th of April, and it's going to be in Taurus, as you see. But the point here is, what I want to talk about is Venus and Saturn, okay. Venus still going hand in hand with Saturn, going in tandem with one another, going together, okay. So it's Saturn here is although is representation of hard truth, is representation of pain, is representation of loss or death of a relationship, but still holding Venus's hand and supporting Venus through this grievance, through this loss, through this pain, okay. Is technically Venus, you learned the lesson, okay, the lesson I gave you, and now I'm gonna walk with you in this journey to help you, to support you through this grievance. So don't worry, I am here to support you, okay. So that's the relationship now between Saturn and Venus. They're walking together, because remember, when we lose something, there's something new coming to replace it, okay, something much better, or there's a new cycle we're gonna have to go through, because remember, our life journey is all about cycles, okay. A cycle ending for a new cycle to start, okay. When the door closes, new windows or new doors open, okay. So there's a new cycle beginning here, okay. And Saturn, remember, in June, end of May actually, is going to enter Aries, okay, and Venus at that time also is going to be in Aries, okay. So they're going together into Aries, okay. So let's go back to the energy of and I hope you understood what does that mean, that full moon in Libra. So the full moon in Libra is all about ending of a situation, ending of a relationship, ending of a karmic relationship or situation, okay, so that we can start something new, okay. Although it's going to be painful because it has the Uranian energy, but it needs to end. It's very disruptive, it's shocking. When we say shocking, okay, it could be anything. It could be you've learned something, hard truth, okay, Saturn. Something was hidden and it was very painful, but the sun is shedding the light on this wound, okay, is exposing something, okay. Is the sun here is exposing something. Maybe for lots of you, okay, or us, we would never expect this to happen. It could be anything, guys, okay. It could be anything. I can give you so many scenarios, okay. It could be look, guys, when we talk about relationship, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be related to work. It could be a relationship with your parents. It could be a relationship with your siblings. It could be a relationship with your neighbors. It could be a relationship with your house. It could be a relationship with your your children. Any kind of relationship, okay. Something happened in your life, that was unbelievable. Like, you're in disbelief, like, I can't believe this happened to me. Okay, but you saw it coming, because you know what? We also have, if you look here, not only you saw it, you that inner voice, okay, that your gut feelings, or you've had probably even vivid dreams or vivid voices or something, omens, something, because the messenger of God here, Mercury, look where Mercury is. Mercury is in conjunction with this North Node. Okay, remember, I said that before. There's a conjunction here. Okay, and Neptune as well. So Mercury is literally conjunct the North Node, which is your life path that you have to take. North Node, move forward, let go of the past, of the pain, and Virgo. And that's why I told you Pisces and Virgo are going to feel it the most as well, because we have the South Node in Virgo. Okay, so there's something needs to die here. Dark energy, negative energy, control, obsession, possessiveness, deception, lies, whatever karmic needs to end and needs to die. Mercury here is the messenger of God. So it's your intuition, it's your gut feeling, because Mercury is in conjunction with Neptune and the North Node. So you feel it, okay? And you know that something is happening. You've seen it in your dreams, okay? You probably had vision. And quite frankly, guys, if you are Pisces, Cancer, or even Scorpio, but it's mostly Cancer and Pisces, okay, most likely you've had even those voices, like visions. I can't believe it, guys. Like, you say something and it happens instantly, okay? It doesn't have to happen you've seen it, but you have seen it. You've seen the vision, okay? It came to you and it happens like a minute later somewhere else, and then you hear the news like probably a couple of hours. Oh, did you know that this thing happened? I'm like, my goodness, I just saw this. I saw it happening. There was a voice. There's some sort of telepathy. I've seen it I've seen it. I felt it. Okay? And it's exact minute. And you'll be shocked and surprised when somebody tells you this incident or this thing happened at this time, and the time that you actually been, how do I say it? You got the message from Mercury, the messenger of God. Okay? So I know lots of you, maybe you don't, like, I don't know, for some of you, you're very high vibrational person. You feel something and you know it, and you've seen it happening. For others, you probably don't understand this yet, okay, because you're not awakened spiritually. But for those who are high vibrational or who are spiritually awakened, they could have felt it and they know what I'm talking about. Okay, and that's what Mercury conjunct Neptune, Saturn, and the North Node is. It's like your intuition tells you this is going to happen. Okay, and it's been telling you this. It's been giving you the messages for too long. Okay, and you've been like, okay, let me just give it one more chance. Let me just be patient. Let me just do this and that until you reach the culmination point, Uranus, because remember, this full moon is a Uranian degree. Now, let me give you, let me give you the Sabian symbol of the full moon in Libra, which is at 23 degrees and 19 minutes. So when you look up the Sabian symbol, you always look, not to reduce it. Anyways, when you look up the Sabian symbol, for instance, 23 degrees and 19 minutes, then you look up Libra 24 degree. And what is the Libra 24 degree? The Libra 24 degree is a third wing on the left side of a butterfly. Okay, so imagine a butterfly has two wings. Now the butterfly has the third wing on the left side. So what does that mean? Like, just think about it. It means there's imbalance. Okay, there's impurity, there's imperfection, there's impairment. There's like something doesn't make any sense. Like, how it is possible? Libra is all about balance. Okay, balancing the scale, justice. So the energy that we feel here is that the left side is heavier than the right side. Okay, the left side, there's something that needs to be taken off in order for us to come up to speed, because the left side is making us behind. Okay, because there's something heavy, there's something doesn't make any sense, there's something that's weird, not normal, abnormal. Okay, yeah, the butterfly has only 2 wings, so she can fly, right? But when there's a third wing from one side, it makes the butterfly unable to fly. So either you have 2 wings or 4 wings, but you can't have 3 wings. Okay, so let me just read you the Sabian symbol so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so this symbol can show imbalances of many kinds: physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional imbalance. And Libra doesn't like that. Doesn't like imbalance, because Libra is all about balancing the scale. Understanding and accepting fragility and differences in ourselves and others can give greater empathy for those who have difficulty operating efficiently in the world. When the transformation into full potential occurs, it's wonderful. However, you may feel that you are unnaturally developed or somehow lopsided in the emotive, intuitive realms. Instinct may swamp logic, or logic may take from instinct or intuition. Physically, one side of your body could work more efficiently or smoothly than the other. It helps to try to regain balance and equilibrium. Try finding that still space in the middle. Creative overbalance, beautiful imperfections. One side being more perfect than the other. Unknown caller. Sorry guys, I just got a phone call. So anyway, so going back to this third wing on the left side of a butterfly, which means something unrealistic, okay? It's gonna cause bodily impairment, okay? And handicaps, basically, that's what it is. So what does that mean? It means you're probably dealing with a situation that's impairing you from moving forward. That's kind of causing a blockage, something that's like make you feel like you're paralyzed or you're handicapped. You can't move on. You can't do anything. Okay, that's what. And I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's not fun at all. I know. We're all going through this. Okay, and that's why I'm saying Saturn is saying to Venus, the ruler of this full moon, you need to let go. Okay, and Venus actually with conjunction to Saturn, Venus can feel it. Venus knows that this thing needs to end, and that's it. Okay, so Venus is gonna put her foot down and is gonna step up to the plate and gonna say, that's it, I'm done with this BS. Okay, this needs to die, Saturn. Not Saturn needs to die, no, but Saturn, representation of death, representation of hard truth, representation of reality, being realistic, okay, being logical, okay, being or dealing with the pain, dealing with something painful that needs to end, okay, or the pain or the grievance after the loss, after the end of the situation. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain here, because there was something that causing imbalance in our lives. Okay, something that was imperfect, unrealistic, okay, something different. It could be even obsession with the strange things. It could be causing depression, stress, but that needs to end. Okay, yeah. And Venus at 24 degrees 37 minutes, let me read you the Sabian symbol of Venus degree, okay, in Pisces. And Venus was or is exalted actually in Pisces. So Venus is in her exaltation sign, okay? Alongside with Saturn, which is actually, as I mentioned, exalted in Libra. Okay, so you see the tanglement here. It's not in a negative way, but there's support here between Venus and Saturn. Okay, so this degree, okay, in Pisces, in the Sabian symbol, is the purging of the priesthood. The purging of the priesthood. What does that mean? Just from the title, okay, or from this Sabian symbol, we can understand that we have trusted something or somebody who is of high authority, like a priest, okay? But that priest abused the system. He's the abuser. So we need to purge. We need to let go of that priest, because we trusted the abuser. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let me read you the whole Sabian symbol so that you have better understanding of what I'm talking about. Technically, it means that we trusted the wrong person. Okay? This shows seeing through those who hold important positions yet abuse trust, or those who make great claims but don't live up to them. At this time, you're likely to find yourself leaving others behind, kicking them out, or experiencing falls from grace. Periodically, there is a need to examine moral and spiritual sincerity. Remember, Pisces is all about morality, is all about, and Saturn for that matter as well, is about reality, is about being honest, okay? It's about truth. And Pisces is all about religion, is about faith, is about morality, as I said. So, it's easy to allow those who don't really belong to stay because you're familiar with them, you know them, so you don't want to let them go because you're scared of the unknown, okay? So, because of familiarity or habit, we can lose sight of the ideal through our rationalizing intellect, ego, and emotive passion. There's a need to cleanse and purify your life, leading to better spiritual values. What side of the purging are you on? Are you the one with the right motives? Who is in charge? Things holding you back, revealing the truth, throwing out what doesn't measure up, dismissals and redundancies, being a hotshot or not, betrayal of trust, cover-ups, battles over spiritual direction, abusing authority, whistleblowing, damning others, deceiving, lying or misleading, corruption and scandals, burning books. And that's what it is, okay? And that's exactly why I said there was betrayal, there was deception, we trusted the wrong people, okay? And we kept clinging on those people, we kept attached to them because of familiarity, because we know these people, because it's hard, to deal with new people, because, we know them, and okay, it's okay, we're just gonna stay with them because they're very dear to us. We know them, they're part of our family, they're members of our family, they're very close to us, like a parent, like a children, like a spouse, okay? I don't wanna let go, because what happens when I let go? Okay, I'm gonna deal with the new people, I'm gonna start over. So that's the idea. The idea is that we're afraid of the unknown, okay? What if and what not? But you don't know, right? You don't know. Maybe when you end this relationship with those people that you're familiar with, who deceived you, who betrayed you, who stabbed you. It's like, if you know that 10 of Swords in the tarot cards, that's basically what it is. We reached the culmination point. We can't deal with this situation anymore. It needs to end. It needs to die. Okay? The South Node in Virgo and the full moon in Libra. Okay? That's basically what it is. The other thing that I want to talk about in this video is Lilith here. As I mentioned earlier, Lilith is it's just entered into Scorpio, okay? And Lilith is actually squaring Mars and Pluto, okay? As you see in the chart here, Lilith is at 1 degree forming a square with Mars and Pluto. Lilith is as its name, it's a black moon Lilith, and I have done in the past a very long video about Lilith. Lilith is a demonic energy, okay? It's the shadow side of us. It's the taboo. It's the dark side. It's the ugly side, okay? You really need to pay attention to this energy in Scorpio here. And the reason why I'm saying that is actually Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and ruled by Mars. And now Lilith joined the team in a square, which makes it even worse energy. Very, very dark, deep, intense energy. Energy full of anger, rage, being vengeful, seeking revenge, holding grudges, thinking in an impaired way. The problem is with this energy, you're just causing pain to yourself, okay? And quite frankly, and I'm gonna say it, okay, this energy will affect mostly Scorpio moon or Aries moon, okay? Scorpio moon or Aries moon will feel this energy the most. Scorpio sun rising and Aries sun and rising will feel it as well, but especially if you have moon natally, okay, you have moon in Scorpio or you have moon in Aries, you're gonna feel this energy, that negative energy, the energy of rage, anger, aggression, jealousy, paranoia, fear, the idea of wanting to being vengeful, seeking revenge, like you being very stubborn, manipulative. It's also intense passion. It's seeking pleasures in a very, I would say, unethical way. Yeah, all kind of pleasures, okay? Because the story of Lilith, who left Adam, okay, and went to have a relationship with Lucifer, with the devil, okay? And yeah, and she's very fertile, and she started killing her children as well. So yeah, that's the energy of Lilith, okay? Lilith is now squaring Pluto and Mars in the sign that's actually ruled by Pluto and Mars. So the energy is like double whammy. It's like triple. So you gotta be careful about this energy, okay? I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. There could be also criminal activities, or could be also seeking anything that's taboo, anything that's criminal, okay? Murder or theft or sex trafficking, or having sex with like whoever and whatever for the sake of money, okay? You would do whatever it takes to reach like, negative motives. I don't know how else I can say it, okay? That's basically the energy of Lilith and this is all happening all together. So you need to watch out for this, okay? Now, the other thing is, which is the last thing I want to talk about, really is Saturn. As we all know, Saturn is the Lord of Karma, and we see here Saturn is in conjunction with Venus. Venus seeks balance, seeks, reciprocation. Venus have self-worth and value, okay? And Venus basically is letting go of karmic relationship and moving forward, okay? And Saturn is with Venus, giving the energy of that something that needs to die because it's karmic, it's no longer serving you, and you need to let go of, okay? And we all know that karma is the principle of cause and effect, okay? Because remember, like if you have done and we're talking here about Lilith, Venus and Saturn, Mars, which is trining Venus and Saturn, Pluto is sextiling Venus and Saturn, okay? And Venus and Saturn both are entering into Aries, okay? But Lilith is, on the other hand, Lilith is the opposite of Venus, okay? Lilith, as I said, and I don't need to repeat it, is everything about taboo, okay? The shadow side, the dark side, is actually squaring Mars and squaring Pluto, okay? And Pluto and Mars are in opposition, okay? So there's something karmic here you're gonna have to deal with, okay? And quite frankly, whatever this something karmic, okay, is actually a resultant of your negative actions, okay, which gonna cause you to suffer, gonna cause you go through the pain. That's basically what it is. You need to think deeply about this, okay? And maybe you need to seek some therapy, some healing, okay? Because this is gonna make you feel the pain, okay? And it might even gonna cause severe depression. I'm not gonna once again sugarcoat it or make it look nice. It's not negative, it's not positive energy at all. It's very negative, okay? I see lots of you will, especially if you are, as I said, Scorpio moon, Scorpio moon or Aries moon. I see especially with Saturn entering into Aries, and actually Saturn, as we speak now, is in the 12th house of Aries, okay? And with Lilith now in Scorpio, this is gonna affect you in a very negative way. You need to learn from the lessons. For some of you, I have seen that, and I'm sorry to say it, but I have to say it for some, you're either going to be locked up or you're going to feel like you're surrounded by, and that's due to your karma. That's due to something you've done, okay? Something wrong you've done. You either accept it or reject it. Either accept it or reject it, that's totally up to you, but that's what it is. So you feel it's like the pain is surrounding you, okay? It's like you're locked in your dark energy. You're locked in for some of you, you're going to be literally locked up, like in a jail or in a mental health hospital or something along those lines. And once again, I'm talking about Saturn in the 12th house, okay? And Saturn, when you can ask anybody, you can ask Pisces, okay? You feel lonely, you feel and unfortunately some people, they only learn through pain and suffering. Okay, you have to go through a very difficult, very hardship or hard situation in order to learn. Okay, and it is what it is. Some people, they learn from others' mistakes, and they try the best that I can to be, to have sympathy, to be compassionate, to be kind. Okay, some people, they think, or they take your kindness as weakness or stupidity, but in reality, you've seen others' pain, or going through pain, or and that's why you're being kind, and you're trying to support everybody and help everybody and giving hands and stuff like that. But for others, they're very aggressive. They have too much anger. They just very selfish. They just think about themselves, and they do things from their negative energy and negative thoughts. So and unfortunately, you're gonna have to reap what you've sown. Okay, you have to reap what you've sown. So once again, you feel like you're locked up. You feel like no matter how much you try, it's just getting worse and worse. And that's the energy of Lilith and the energy of Saturn as well. Okay, you're gonna have to deal with it. Okay, you have no other option until you heal and resolve your karma. It could take years and years. I'm not gonna lie to you. It took years and years to resolve this karma. You're gonna be alone. You're gonna be dealing with this situation. Okay, you're not gonna have. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna have support. You will probably, but you need to really, sympathize. You really need to heal yourself. You need to. You need to apologize. Maybe that's all it's going to take you, just a sincere apology. Okay, if you are going to spread rumors and slander others and try to cause problems to others, then you're going to have to deal with your karma, unfortunately. Okay, whoever that others is, and you got to remember, this life is a journey, and we are all soulmates. Okay, we learn from one another. That's basically what it is, and it's totally up to you how you're gonna deal with the situation you put yourself into. Okay, it's totally up to you. But you need to understand that your intentional actions will play a significant role in shaping your karma. Okay, whether it's good or bad, you're gonna get the corresponding result. Okay, that's what the law of karma is. It's funny, karma can play in a very weird way. And you know what, karma is basically, it builds up. You get the warnings one after the other. Saturn will give you so many warnings throughout your life. Okay, are you learning here? And the test is never get any easier. Any test you go through, it never gets easier. It actually gets harder and harder and harder until you learn. And if you don't learn, you're just gonna reap what you've sown. Simple as that. Karma is not a system of punishment or reward, but it's a natural law. It's about moral responsibility, and that's what Saturn is teaching you. Okay, don't take this slightly. You have to literally take it seriously. That's basically what karma is. It operates over time and can affect future lives. It's not immediate. Sometimes it is immediate, depending on your deeds or your wrongdoings, basically. I mean, if you hurt somebody who's been all their life supporting you and taking care of you, and you don't know what kind of pain you caused to them, and then you think you're gonna run away from your karma. No, you're not. You're gonna deal with it. okay? And it's going to be, as we say here in English, karma is a bitch. It is, okay? And it's going to build over time and gets worse and worse. So yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about in this video. I think I spoke about every single sign in the video, but I can, not all signs, basically I just spoke about the cardinal signs, okay? But I can say, oh, and the other thing I was going to say also is that Jupiter, you know, trines the moon, which is really very supportive. So there could be some support here. Yeah, there could be some support to let go of whatever the negative energy is, or some sort of, you know, a new window or new door, okay, that opens up for you after this karmic ending, okay? That's how I see it. It's going to be a new door, a new start, okay? It's like you're leaving a murky water to go to calmer water, okay? Because remember, Libra is all about balancing our emotions and our rationale, okay? And the moon is our emotions, basically, okay? So we're seeking balance, and we will be leaving what is no longer or what's causing imbalance in our lives. That third wing, okay? It needs to be removed so we can move on. And that's what I see here from Jupiter, is the support, is you know, is the hand that's gonna probably given to you from God, okay? It's gonna reach out to you. It's gonna take you out from this situation, okay? So in the next segment, I'm gonna talk about each of the zodiac signs briefly, okay? And we will start with Aries.